reason to be jolly. La 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. La 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 la. Join the ancient Yuletide carol. La 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 la.
Well, 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 we have a holly jolly Christmas to look forward to. Can't you tell? Doesn't Harry just look oh so jolly? Well, apparently he's making some big Christmas plans. And even though it's middle of November, it's time for us to hear about them because we must know what Harry has planned for Christmas. So let's see what he's got in store. Prince Harry just sent out invites to an intimate Christmas party that he's hosting solo. He appreciates that the festive season can be hard. Oh, because he's such a caring and compassionate guy. Doesn't expect that Harry will be thinking of others at this time of year. And yes, that is mockery you hear in my tone. It's just laughable that this guy thinks that anybody cares what he thinks about the festive holiday season. The arrogance, it just baffles me. Prince Harry appears to be feeling festive. Yeah, we can really tell from the photos of him. Doesn't he look just happy and festive? As the Duke of Sussex has sent out invitations to a Christmas party taking place on December 10th. Now, what's interesting is you know what else is happening on December 10th according to what we've been hearing? The Netflix series Polo debuts on Netflix. So you're telling me that's the same night that he is having a Christmas party? Either this Christmas party is really a watch party and a debut party for his new series, or there is no Netflix series coming out. I'll leave it to you to decide which you think it is. But much like Harry's recent appearances, the holiday event will be a solo engagement for the prince, and Meghan Markle is unlikely to be in attendance. Yeah, I bet. According to The Express, Scotty's Little Soldiers, a charity that works with the bereaved children of military personnel, sent out an email revealing Prince Harry's forthcoming event. Prince Harry would like to jump on a call with as many of our members as possible to wish them all a Merry Christmas, the email explained. He appreciates that the festive season can be a hard time for our members and wants them to know he is thinking of them. The only way in which Harry is thinking of those children is whether or not their parents are buying his rehabilitated image. And I have to say, I was never a fan of Queen Camilla. I'm still really not necessarily a fan. I have nothing against her, but I'm not really a fan. I really hope that the British people do not accept the rehabilitated Harry the way they did the rehabilitated Camilla. I'm just saying, that's just my personal opinion. The email also revealed that 5 lucky people will get the chance to speak to Harry directly. I wonder if one of them will be Atalanta's son. My guess is it will. And that he will answer some pre-vetted questions. Of course they're going to be pre-vetted because he can't ever answer anything off the cuff because he's afraid to actually be asked a real question. The invitation concluded, "This is your chance to get to know the Duke loads better." Oh, loads from some pre-vetted questions. And to find out what Christmas is like for a prince. Yeah, I'm sure. As the charity's global ambassador, Prince Harry has already supported Scotty's Little Soldiers in a multitude of ways. Earlier this year, the prince wrote a heartfelt letter ahead of Remembrance Day 2024, in which he discussed the extreme difficulties one faces when they lose a parent. Harry shared that he understands, perhaps more than most, the weight of losing a parent at a young age. Why him more than most? I mean, I would think that he understands it the way any child who loses their parent at a young age would understand it. He's not unique in that. The prince was just 12 years old when his own mother, Princess Diana, died suddenly in a car accident, in case the entire world didn't already know that. We find strength in the love and memories left behind, and I have seen how communities like yours can offer deep comfort and healing, Harry wrote. Scotty's Little Soldiers embodies this spirit of community. Okay. Yeah, you might want to, wander over to Atalanta's troll account on X and tell me if that sounds like the spirit of community. Twatalanta is quite the ambassador of goodwill. Harry continued, in coming together to support one another, you not only honor the memory of your loved ones, but also forge bonds that can and will carry you through the toughest times. The tears and laughter, the shared experiences, and the moments of joy you create together are powerful reminders that love endures. The Duke wrote, I wonder how that love in his marriage is enduring. Now, if you want to pretend that the palace is not involved in Harry's rehabilitation campaign, you're not going to like what I'm about to say. But 100% the palace is helping Harry rehabilitate his image, and he will be welcomed back into the royal family. Not right away as a working royal, and maybe never as a working royal, but he will be invited. He will be a part of the family again. He'll be on that balcony again. Remember, Camilla was never supposed to be queen. She was never supposed to be a working royal, but she is now, and nobody has a problem with it. They are going to try and do the same for Harry, because as far as Charles is concerned, remember, Charles cares about his own image first and foremost, and his legacy, and he would much prefer Harry be rehabilitated so that none of what has happened in the last 6 years can reflect poorly on King Charles in the history books. He is very much so. He has a stake in, an incentive in fixing Harry's image. And so that's what he's going to do. And if you want to pretend that that's not happening, I hate to break it to you. But it's going to happen. Harry will be back in the family. And to be honest, do I think it's wrong? Absolutely. Do I think the people of the UK should not accept it? Absolutely. But I bet they will. I'm just putting that out there. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because that article is clearly Harry PR. That's from Harry's camp. The next article is from Meghan's camp. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Christmas plans revealed after royal family invite snub. The sad thing is, she truly believes that she has done nothing wrong, and therefore, her not being invited to Christmas or Sandringham at Christmas time, she believes that is truly a snub. She does not see that she has done anything wrong. And so them not inviting her is snubbing her. In her mind, that's how she makes it work. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are set to celebrate Christmas at their Montecito mansion, the New York Post can confirm. Well, I think Meghan plans on being in Montecito. I don't think Harry does. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have once again been snubbed from the guest list to the royal family's annual get-together at Sandringham House, leaving them to carve out other plans for the festive season. Instead, the duo, along with their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lily, will celebrate Christmas with Markle's mom, Doria Ragland, a source told Closer. I don't think that even Doria is going to be there, let alone any of the rest. In fact, I could easier believe that Thomas Markle Sr. will be spending Christmas with his daughter Meghan than I believe Doria will. We can see Thomas Sr., Thomas Jr., and Samantha still doing Meghan's bidding, but we haven't seen Doria, or she's been completely off the radar for a couple months, so we don't know whether or not she still is. The other three, we can see what they're doing. A source close to the pair told the outlet that Harry and the Suitsalam, 43, will make their at-home celebrations extra special for their two young children. I wonder, will they be doing kid things because they're kids? They do little kid things, you know. Meghan's mom, Doria, will join them at home in Montecito, and they'll ensure the children have a joyful day. Joyful! Sorry, Meghan. The Democratic Party lost the election. Despite not being around extended family, an insider said, adding that the couple did not expect to receive an invitation from the royals. So they haven't been snubbed yet, they're just expecting it. And because we have no other pictures of the kids, let's look at Archie at his first birthday. Why, by the way, are none of them looking at Archie? The Sussex have repeatedly skipped out on various year-round royal activities since quitting the firm and moving to the U.S. in 2020. They have not been back on Harry's home turf for the festive season since the royal family's 2018 gathering at Sandringham, the late Queen's country estate in Norfolk, England. But while the duo didn't receive an invitation from the royals for their annual festive get-together, the Sussexes did get invited to spend Christmas at Althorp House, the childhood home of his late mother, Princess Diana. Even that I don't believe. I don't believe Earl Spencer likes Meghan any more than the rest of us. Since quitting royal life, Harry has stayed in close contact with his late mother's side of the family, specifically his uncle Charles Spencer. And I don't really understand why the Spencers are letting her get away with saying this. But that photo, of course, reminds me, as it always will, of the royal scarfing. Because it was after this Christmas service that they're on their way to that William spent more time than reasonably expected fixing his scarf just so he didn't have to talk to Meghan. However, given the ongoing security woes the couple had been dealing with after being stripped from tax-funded protection earlier this year, the duo had to turn the invitation down. Both Harry and Meghan agree that they shouldn't return to the UK until the security arrangements are resolved, the source said. Until then, they will only travel to the UK for special occasions or pre-planned visits. Gee, would it not be a pre-planned visit if it's November and you're talking about Christmas? Huh? Or this be why this, burglary that supposedly happened? Is that why we're hearing about this story that happened at Windsor? To give Harry again a reason not to attend Christmas time? The Post has reached out to reps for the Sussexes for comment. Harry, 40, and his wife have no official place to stay in the UK, oh the poor babies, after the King served them an eviction notice from their former royal residence, Frogmore Cottage, last year. Meghan just had to get that dig in. It's so clear to me that this is coming from Meghan's mouth that it's kind of sad that she gives herself away so clearly. Additionally, Markle has not stepped foot in London since Queen Elizabeth II's funeral in 2022. Now, I know that technically the airport isn't considered, British soil, so to speak, or whatever, but she has been in London. She stayed at the Windsor Suite at the airport because she wasn't allowed to actually enter the country. So I think they're kind of playing on some semantics here that is kind of unfair. I know legally it's not considered British soil, but it was. She stepped foot there and wasn't allowed to go another foot further. Meanwhile, across the pond, the royals are gearing up to welcome the festive season with a special Christmas Carol concert organized by the Princess of Wales. I bet Meghan is really upset that they threw that into her article. How dare they speak about Catherine in her article? I mean, it must have been at least a two-plate smashing day. Given the dueling banjos of Christmas articles that we got there, I thought this article was very interesting. Prince Harry stops putting Meghan Markle's feelings above his own amid professional separation. Now, at this point, if anyone thinks that this separation is just professional, they're just deluding themselves. But I think, which probably means most of the Sussex squad. But what's interesting here is that stops putting means that thus far, he has always put Meghan's feelings above his own. And so this could only be coming from Harry's camp saying, hey, I've been the good guy long enough. And I think it's another hint that this is coming from Palace PR because they're still calling it a professional separation. They're going to wait and present it as a divorce until the time is right for the palace. Meghan Markle has remained in California while her husband undertakes engagements in Vancouver. Prince Harry has stopped putting Meghan Markle's feelings above his own, according to a body language expert, as the Duke of Sussex makes a solo appearance for the Invictus Games. The couple have embarked on a separation of their professional lives and have pivoted to solo public appearances rather than joint engagements over the last few months. Body language expert Darren Stanton has suggested that Harry's attention is always on Meghan, making sure she's okay during their joint engagements. Stanton said, "Here we tend to see more of his protective nature than his individual emotion, as he puts Meghan's feelings above his own. I'm sure he'd much rather do it and just get it over with than listen to her scream about it for a couple hours once they get home." The Duke of Sussex is currently attending Invictus events in Vancouver on his own, with Meghan's absence from engagements linked to the supporting competition unusual. The Duchess of Sussex has accompanied Prince Harry to Invictus Games events ever since 2017. She joined her husband in Vancouver in February 2024 for a previous promotional event. Dressed in a dark shirt and long black jacket, the Duke of Sussex waved to spectators before being escorted from the field. Who cares what he was wearing? Stanton said, "Here, on his own, he is completely engaged with what he is doing and who he is meeting." Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but okay. He's not focusing on Meghan. Yeah, she's not there. His passion here is incredibly visible, which isn't surprising given the Invictus Games has a huge place in his heart and is a venture he is extremely dedicated to. And I suspect that it is through Invictus that the palace plans to rehabilitate Harry's image. So all of you that are hoping that he's going to be fired from his role in Invictus, absolutely not. That is what's going to get him back in good graces, I believe. Or what they're going to try and use to get him back in good graces. Attending alone, we always tend to see the best of Harry when he's appearing solo. Wow, that's a dig. Harry absolutely comes into his own. He's got this massive smile. He's beaming from ear to ear, portraying his enjoyment and his happiness. So that's a very subtle message, or not so subtle actually, to Meghan saying, hey, he's happy. He doesn't miss you one bit. We know this is authentic and a genuine emotion from him. His whole face is engaged. The crow's feet at the side of his eyes are there. Now, I'm pretty sure that I remember Darren Stanton telling us when Meghan and Harry were in Colombia how they have matured into a relationship where they don't need to be attached at the hip in order to show their affection and their love. It's proven, it's stood the test of time. And now he's happier without her. Months later. Harry appeared in high spirits during his first CFL Grey Cup appearance in Vancouver, enthusiastically giving a thumbs up to Canadian football fans. Stanton added, "There's nothing fake about his expression here. There's a high degree of animation, with him appearing to do a fist bump to someone in the crowd. He's completely relaxed and focused on what he needs to be done. He can focus on him being himself and on interacting with those around him." And the subtext there being, and look at what a great person he is and a great prince, and look at how good he is at doing this, as long as she's not around. Meghan is expected to accompany Harry to the Vancouver Games in February. We'll see about that. And the couple is reportedly considering bringing their son, Prince Archie, with them. That ought to be interesting. Because if so, then it would be entirely Harry's idea, not Meghan's. But I don't think it would happen. I think they've said this more than enough in the past, and I'm just not buying it. But the key thing there is that it's putting the pressure on Meghan. Harry is saying, oh, I want to bring the kids. I have no problem bringing the kids. I should bring the kids. Maybe I'll bring the kids. But it's putting the pressure on Meghan so that if the kids don't go, it can be blamed on Meghan. And he's putting it out there way ahead of time so that none of it backlashes on him. Yet another reason why I strongly believe this is his rehabilitation campaign. So I'm interested to hear what you think. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to your thoughts down in the comments. Please keep on dancing in the rain. And I do. I actually have a very rainy day here, so dancing around.
Dancing in